to our lovely episode. Yavin, would you like to remind people what happened last time? There's some cards on the table to review if it would help.
So, we have information gatherers in the city working for us. I'm trying to foster a relationship with us to gain an ally in the city over the shadow. And I went so far as to gain access to a forge, local forge. I had to prove myself to the dwarves there to use their forge. I shared with them my designs for my thunder cannon and pistols and shotguns and all sorts of different inventions I've worked on, and made a pistol, while one of their fellows forged a larger projectile weapon using my design with tweaks of his own, and we both crafted together at the same time. He made a fine weapon that I ended up buying off of him. So we have a choice on what to give or our hopeful allies for information. And I'm hoping that instead of doing a normal trade for information, we will see their leader and actually gain a more fruitful alliance.
It's a good summary. So, 4 dwarves of note, or, well, 5 if you include the one who built with you, were met last session. And yeah, it was a fun event. Unfortunately, it didn't involve the other players quite as much because you were kind of the driving force leading it, but progress was made.
Sheridan went with me, but I don't think he went inside. It was rather a tight fit for him.
Mm-hmm. I think you had one person go inside with you, but that's it.
I think he was going to, but then he didn't fit. I was trying to bring someone
reasonable.
that was a gun wielder with me, but the setting was not quite right for him. And Groot's just so fond of fires.
Oh yes, yes. Group's favorite thing ever is to have fires. So, you have your guns. I believe the group was needing to determine which device you wanted to part with. Was that done, or are they just all leaving it up to you?
Looking back, group said make the boomstick long.
Which was already created, so I don't know. Don't know what he was wanting.
The pistol's a nice one, right?
The pistol is with +1 or correct.
Right. What about the rifle?
I don't have a rifle. I have an elephant rifle
big
that I
boomstick.
bought. Big boomstick that the other guy made and I bought for.
What about Ceradon's rifle?
Ceradon doesn't have a rifle. I made a pistol, I think. Or no, I did make him a rifle. That's right. We could trade Ceradon. Ceradon's also.
You could trade Ceradon's rifle that you made for the big boomstick? Is that what you're saying? And then pass on his old rifle?
I'm trying to remember if that's a +1 or not. I don't remember.
I don't believe his rifle was.
I don't think it is.
If it is, it would probably be on Ceradon's character sheet.
Well, you know.
Ceradon's not here, is he?
No. And I don't know if he posted his.
Nope, on the character sheet.
I only see Baden.
Okay.
And I see Cleok as posted characters.
Well, the pistol's nice and simple. They're likely to be able to reverse engineer it and make whatever else they want, but that's fine.
The pistol is a +1, I think, is why he was considering not parting
Yeah,
with the
it's
pistol.
an
though.
8 or more.
I believe Ceriden's rifle was just a plain flat.
Plain, yeah.
If it's just plain, then yeah, I'd say give him Ceriden's plain rifle.
The big boomstick is only special
There's a
because
plain
it's
as well,
larger.
but it's a master crafted or whatever.
Yeah, it's a larger creation is its specialty because
So
the
would it be a D8
random
instead of
roll was a crit.
D6, or
You what?
what are, is it a D8 or a D6 then? What are you wanting to do with that for strength?
I don't know. What does your character know about the equivalency of die to size for items?
Well, I know the pistol's a D4.
Your player knows. Yanovan would know that a pistol just does a little less damage because it has less of a punch.
Yeah.
And so the bigger one, he has an assumption, will do a bigger punch, but he also hasn't been tested, so he doesn't know the range.
It's true. I also think the bigger one was a better fit for Ceriden, as he's a bigger fellow.
Yeah, that is viable.
Alright. I
Yeah.
kind of feel awkward taking his gun when he's not here, though. That's my problem.
And
I'd
I
say there's a
get
pretty
that.
good chance that he would be okay with it. But
Yeah.
if not, then we can.
I don't think he's actually used the gun yet, so
No, he hasn't.
yeah.
So you could basically ask him if he wants, a cannon or if he wants a rifle. But I don't know if he would respond since he's not online.
Yeah.
There. I think he will have zero problem with it.
Pistol for elephant rifle.
Oh, you posted that in the character
In
chat,
character,
not
not
general.
in the...
Yeah, since it's a character change.
That's fine. I'm just verifying that's where you intended.
Yep.
Alright. He probably won't see it. Unless he's checking that regularly. Okay, let's go forward with that in mind.
All right. So you are able to seek out your compatriot eventually. Yes, you have stick for me?
We have, yes and no.
Your boomstick.
We have a boomstick. I have created another boomstick.
Oh, we see boomstick.
You can see but not touch for now. We
trade.
we went. We will trade, but I wish to speak with your master for a deeper alliance than just a simple trade of information.
I don't know if Master talk. He's very busy. I could pass it on.
That would be good, and I will get out the big boomstick and hold it in front of me for him to see what I've the creation.
Oh, Tinkers want.
I figured you might want, which is why I figured now would be a good time to deepen our relationship.
I mean, Tinker, sure, and Bossman, sure, but who exactly you want talk?
From my is out of character. From my understanding of talking with him here, he said Tinker, sure, Bossman, good. So I'm trying to find the top guy.
You get a feeling that he got that's kind of what you're meaning at first, and is telling you people below him are potential, but the top guy, he doesn't necessarily think is possible because he's very busy.
Okay. As how about we talk with your boss man if he's available, and we'll see if he has a influence to carry up the rest of the way. If you're worried about interrupting the head boss man. We'll just
Hmm.
talk up as high as we can. You go from there. You get your toy. I can present things.
If I has boomstick bring back, I is able to get talk with boss for you. But above that, don't know.
Hmm. Well, I have an idea.
Bossman, head of all Tinker group. That sound fair? I get you talk with Bossman, and we have gun to get you talk with Bossman?
That seems fair. Anyone else have any objections?
I think give gun when we get to Bossman. Present it ourselves.
The kobold had mentioned that he needs it as a means to show you're basically, hey, look, we got this, this, and this from him. They want to talk with Bossman. I think it's worth it. So he was saying that he needs the gun to ensure the meeting is guaranteed to be set up.
How about I let you have this as collateral, and we'll bring the big boomstick ourselves, and I'll show him the pistol boomstick.
Any boomstick could work. We make other from it.
Fair enough. I'll hand over the rifle.
Thank you.
At least they're honest.
I see when boss available and set up meeting if I can soon. If not, I let you know when can be done. Okay?
Okay.
And he runs off. You do know he is kind of a lower rung individual. He's basically a runner for
Not
the
for
group.
long.
Well, he's admitted as much that he's a young runner for the
Yeah.
group. And that, so he can't necessarily get too high on the totem either. You get the feeling that his boss man that he's talking about may have a few bossmen above him.
Great.
But you got reference to the head guy that was being mentioned was obviously someone of some high import in the town that he didn't think he could at all have a chance to get to set up a meeting with for you.
Yeah. We'll go as high as we can
Okay.
and see where we get from there.
Anything you want to do while you wait for response, or do you want to just camp out and wait for response?
Do you want to get some healing potions or something? For those of us that don't have heals.
It is getting towards evening again. Or not evening, but it's heading that direction. It's late afternoon.
With what money?
We have some money.
How many statues did we melt down that are 150 gold each? Because I used one of those statues to pay for the gun, but how many statues were there?
One for each of us that came. Except for Kitty. I think.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't remember how many of us came.
Believe
Was it the full group or just the ones that were in the
It was
party
6 or
that
7.
reached? Okay. Well, we'll go with having 5 times 150 gold to work with, without our treasurer being around.
That's fine.
I mean, I like the idea of having fancy stuff.
Yeah. Because 750 gold then is what I know I have on hand.
And that's easily tradable stuff.
Yeah, it's straight up gold.
Yep.
It may not be as easily tradable because it's not going to be coins.
Mm-hmm.
But
Just gotta do bulk purchases.
yeah. Got ingots here.
I've got some script. I don't know if that gets covered here.
I got over 100 gold too, and
You could at least find a way
assorted
that you
pieces.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Does someone want to look for a shop to buy potions from? Since we
Sure. Since Baden wants it, Baden will look.
Those poor goblins.
Investigating. Trying to find something. That's a 23 to find potion shop.
You're able
There
to
are
find
no
one that
po-
has basic potions. If you want higher end potions, you'll have to roll based on the potion you want.
What kind of potions y'all want? Basic or more complex?
For a basic alchemy shop, so basically any of the common potions, you can find a shop easy enough that has all those.
All right. Anyone else want something beyond special, simple healing potions?
Nope, everyone's good.
All right.
Yeah,
So
no, I can cure wounds and use special.
I have
like,
a few greater harm potions if you'd like to consume those.
Nope. Pass. Hard pass.
I'm just here to help.
I
well,
think Cleoc actually has a greater healing potion on him.
Baden has
It's on my
none of
character
those.
sheet. It's on my character sheet. It means I must have it, right?
Right. Yeah, basic shop, basic potions. 23 for a nice shop.
Okay, what sort of nice shop are you looking for? Just healing potions or other?
Essentially healing potions. If they have other than healing potions, they're probably a better source though. So
Well, basically you can find a shop that focuses on like aid
Or
in the
poison.
sense of healing, or you can find a shop that has other sort of potion enchantments of, option. And that's why I'm asking, do you want to focus on healing, or are you focusing
Spicy.
on
yeah, let's focus
other...
on healing.
Okay. Then yes, you can find a
We'll
shop
keep it
with
simple.
additional potencies of healing,
Awesome.
but it will cost.
And how much will it cost?
That's a great question. I have a document for that, and I'm trying to find it right now.
Gosh damn.
I've not had to look up the pricing in a while.
Yeah, it's like most of us can heal a little bit. Mm.
What are these unearthed arcana class feature variants? I
So
could spend
shiny
2
and
key
fancy.
points to recover up to 6 hit points for myself if we were to use it.
Wow, so cool.
Whoa, a D6?
That's just
That's so big.
terrible.
So...
Or you could spend 1 for 2 key points. Or spend 1 key point for 2 extra hits.
Right. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there we go. Now I just need to find healing potions. I have a nice document that actually has a better pricing for
Okay.
all magic items.
That's good. And by
Except
better pricing,
for
does that mean higher pricing?
some are higher, some are lower. More
Okay.
balanced pricing would probably be a better way of looking at it.
Okay.
So instead of being simply priced on rarity, they're priced
Mm-hmm.
on usefulness in conjunction
Yeah.
with rarity. Because there's some common items that, yeah, they're common, but they should be quite valuable, whereas there's some rare items that are like very specific use.
Mm-hmm.
So I much prefer this because it's more balanced how I feel it should be.
Oh, I understand.
Here we go. Potion of... all of them. Where is healing? Healing. Potion of healing is 50
50?
for just a basic potion of healing.
And how much healing does that provide?
That's a good question. I believe it's like a few D4 or something like that. There's also the higher
Alright.
level potion of healing. They have greater healing, they have superior healing, and supreme healing. Keep in mind, each
Okay.
level the price goes up. And the amount
Significantly.
it heals also goes up. So
Yeah.
you have the option to pay 50 apiece, 150 apiece, 450 apiece, or 1350 apiece.
Okay. Um. Well, I wouldn't mind a couple basics and a medium.
Greater.
Yeah, a greater. That'd be 250. Or we could do 3 basics and 1 greater for a total of 300. Or 2 ingots.
Yeah. Clink, clink.
Yeah, greater is 150, so
Yeah, so
each
3
greater
basic
with a
and 1
basic
greater.
is 200 apiece.
Oh,
No, each greater and basic together. So if you got both, it's 200 apiece because it's 150 and 50. So just
Yeah.
knock off how many you want.
So, how much is each ingot worth?
I believe it was
One.
50 for the
It's
statues, or
150.
what was it?
Alright.
For the potions, basic, just a normal healing potion, gives 2d4 plus 2. Greater,
Yep.
which is the 150, gives 4d4 plus 4. Superior
I
gives
posted it.
8d4 plus 8. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Didn't see you'd posted it because I was looking on the other sheet.
So I think 1 greater and 3 basic for a total of 300 gold.
Okay.
And that way we can revive healers if we need to.
I'll be right back.
For 2
That
ingots,
seems...
how much was each ingot worth?
Do you believe we
Jonathan?
said 150 apiece?
150 per our last conversation.
Okay.
Last then. I went
That's
back
fine.
and looked.
Okay. You've been keeping track of that stuff fairly well, is why I asked you.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, like, all the gold I didn't give cookies on the previous character sheet that I lost. So, like, I only have the ingot gold noted. So I've been
Well, hey,
keeping
there you
close
go.
track.
So yeah, that works. And the reason stuff like that is available here, it won't always be, but it is here because it's a civilized mercantile town.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's built
And that's why we're getting some.
as a place for stuff like that.
Any other fancy stuff we want to buy? And by fancy stuff, I mean useful things.
Well, you can buy some expensive clothes for 50 gold per person, or some really nice ones for more than that.
All right. Cool.
All right. Now let's copy those. Let's copy that over to the notes page.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Well, that took you a little
Yeah,
while.
that's why I
Anything
was
else?
very happy that the gun last week was 150. I was like, perfect.
Nice.
Makes an ingot.
Well, what's funny is the goblins have tried to replicate your dart crossbow again and have failed. However, the kobolds critted on their replication breakdown of your rifle. So
Great.
not only do they have
Great. Those sneaking smart kobold tinkerers.
hey, when you crit, you crit. I mean,
Yep.
So the good news is we'll hear them. The bad news is it'll hurt probably.
I mean,
Do you see,
hopefully
like-
I've created allies and not armed enemies. We'll find out.
All right. Well, I wouldn't mind finding like an enchanted bow or weapon, but that seems like a later thing.
It's coming out of your pocket too.
Yeah. All right.
you're gonna have like a kobold musket militia or something.
We'll take out the shadow first.
Increase the leadership skill. Call it good.
First rank, fire! Second rank, fire!
Goodness.
I mean, we could make this work. The first rank is the kobolds, the second rank's the goblins, and the third rank's the hobgoblins. They can all fire at the same time due to the height difference.
Probably not goblins and kobolds, because they're about the same height.
Okay, we'll put gnomes on the front line. Gnomes, halfling, elves. There we go.
Wow. There you go.
Next
So-
invention for that group is a bipod.
You're assuming they haven't already. So what all do you want to do?
I'm good. Just out of curiosity, how much would a +1 bow cost? Or a long bow?
If you find it.
If I could find it.
First off, you'd have to find.
Right.
That's always, the first thing.
Roll for rarity.
And it's usually 1,000 on top of the base weapon cost.
Okay.
But it can go up or down based on availability in the town.
And that's what I was wanting to know. How much does it cost? Okay.
Or you can be Yonovan and RP it out of the system.
Yeah, like make his own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on my +1 bow from you. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm good.
Yonovan, which game of mine that you've played in have you not built a character who makes things in the world?
I don't think the first character did.
You went and customized a bow.
I got a +1 bow from an orc in the forest.
Right,
I don't
but
think
I didn't necessarily mean that your character actually crafted it, but your character goes out of
Oh.
it their way to get special items,
Yeah.
through roleplay means.
I felt like I needed to keep up with the group. Mark was pretty intense with his 5K allocation.
All right, so anything else you want to do while you wait for your contact? This is basically a time period where you all can complete any minor tasks you want.
I think I'm good.
All right. So, evening falls. It's getting about dinner time. What do you all want to do? Head back to the inn? Wander around town? Have Yanovan run down the streets screaming, "I am Yanovan"?
That does sound like fun. But I think we should try and meet with the kobolds first before we do that. As we're less likely to get attacked in the nice part of town. We don't want to go to the negative part of town yet.
So...
To the inn. Let's go to the inn and have dinner.
Okay. So you all make your way to the inn. Yanovan, roll a perception.
Ooh.
It's okay, as you know, it's always more fun when you botch.
I think I botched. 11.
Excellent. You're able to not stub your toe on the street. So you guys make it to the inn. You did pay for rooms, if I remember correctly, up front. So you have rooms,
Yep.
and you can get a meal or two a day provided.
That's nice.
So, the evening falls. What is your sleeping arrangement this night?
What we had last time worked out pretty well, albeit getting shot.
Now, let's be optimistic.
So we'll do a similar pattern with group watching. And put Yanovan in a corner and see what happens.
Okay. So are you sleeping up in your rooms or downstairs? Because you guys did rent rooms.
Yes. So I do believe we had our rooms. We had two more or less adjacent that we were able to open up and see into both. And so the idea was group keeping an eye on both sides.
Okay.
And
So he's kind of camping out in the hall?
basically.
Okay.
And then we get our nice rest quickly. And yeah, that's about all we got.
Okay. Group, what is your passive perception?
0. He's cooking dinner.
As he's 13 or less, most likely.
Oh yeah, because he didn't post his sheet either. All right, sorry about that. I am going to go take care of my evening duty of reading a goodnight story to the child, and then I will be right back.
Okay.
Plot a few different plans of how you want to proceed, and then let me know when I'm back. This is basically just give you guys a chance to kind of plot a few courses that you want a potential routes, and then let me know as soon as I'm back, and we'll basically narrate down one of those paths and keep things going. Okay?
Awesome.
Alright.
I'm also gonna go rotate laundry too. Slot away.
Okay, so we can either be passive about this and let the dice roll when he comes back, decide our actions, or we can actually try and do something.
Shrug.
We've had a meeting of the Cobalt. Didn't go exactly how I hoped or wanted it to go, but I was hoping to get a little higher up than they under. But we'll work with what we've got. There's nothing more to do on that angle until he comes back and says he has a meeting or doesn't. So I guess it's assassin hunting. Or what else do we want to do? Because I was working at creating allies for the Shadow Empress.
I mean, I assume we still need our rest tonight, or at least try and get rest.
Yep.
Sorry, I've been keeping myself muted some. I've been getting a bit of a cough since I've been home, so yay.
And back. So were there any plans?
Not really. I mean,
Alright. So plan A, if we get attacked,
fight
chase
back.
them down and kill them. Plan B, hide. Plan C, if we don't get attacked, wait for the people,
Cobalts.
walk around town and do nothing.
I mean, it's a multi-pronged approach because we have more than one thing going. We have the Shadow Empress we're trying to hunt,
We got you, they're trying to hunt.
and we've got me that is being hunted. So I'm trying to create an ally of the Cobalts to go against both. But that's like already in progress. There's nothing more to be done.
Yeah.
So unless someone wants to try another route in the meantime, there's not much for us to do besides get some rest. So our plan is to hole up like we did the other night with the doors open to the hall, someone in the hall. Center door has windows shut, the others have windows open for airflow. Just
And we can alternate those every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just put a curtain up in front of each window so they can't actually see in very well. That's actually not a bad idea. So yeah, we wait.
So, talk to me. What is the plan?
We don't have one.
We wait.
We're gonna sleep the same way we did the previous night. 3 rooms, all open to the hallway. The outer rooms have the windows open to the street. Center one closed, and rotate guard shift. But we've done all what we think we can with our other plans moving forward.
Okay.
We just need to get to the rest part.
We can also always take one of us and do watches as have someone else with Groot And just take a 10-hour rest.
I was meaning plans after rest. Basically, if rest completes uninterrupted, what is the plan from there? So basically, helping you build your plans moving forward, what are some different paths you're considering?
Well, we want the kobolds as friends. That will help us with both Asan and the assassins hunting Yanovan. So waiting to get a meeting with them is one valid option. The other option is we try and track down where Drosu is, or go to his house and investigate it for any other clues. That's about it.
Okay.
We could call our ship so that we have a forge closer by than having to borrow. Because having to justify borrowing a forge is hard.
We got about 3 more days before our ship gets here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Creating more things to trade with the kobolds would be good, but I'm not sure what they'd want.
It's accurate. So, the next day comes. Group noticed some shadows in the night on one of the rooftops, but they noticed him standing sentinel and seemed to not engage.
Cool. We should do that more often. Who leaves their plants by the door? Bring them with you.
You know, when the plant has a face and they saw him moving during the day when you guys were moving about, yeah.
Oh yeah, if a tree suddenly moved inside and was just sitting on the floor, I'd wonder what it was up to, especially if it had a face. I would not want to fight that tree either, except with fire.
Yeah, it's, certainly suspicious.
I did have an idea for a odd tree ant. As a fire wizard.
A tree and fire wizard.
Inner.
Alright, so, the next morning, you all go down and are eating breakfast, and you're given a piece of paper with your food, Yanovan.
What's on it?
On the paper, you open it and you read, I don't believe you actually speak Draconic. Do you?
Speak what? You kind of
Draconic?
iconic. No.
Does anyone speak Draconic?
Not I.
Have I?
I cast Zone of Truth on the piece of paper. And
And it speaks truth to you. It sits there.
Kliak speaks Air Cochrane. And that's all the...
And Aran and Elvish.
Have we noticed any
Woo.
dragon in the town? Not gosh.
Dragon? Like, you mean...
No.
Dragonborn?
Dragonborn.
You haven't seen any Dragonborn in town? I mean, you may have seen the occasional one, but rare. However, Draconic is also the language that a certain species other than Dragonborn speak, or dragons.
Kobolds.
You don't know that?
I mean, I didn't know that.
Intelligence check of 20 non-net. And living for 200 years says I probably do.
You may have heard suspicion of it. So you have your appointment set up for that. And
It's
so
cute.
you need to figure out how you want to interpret your invitation.
Anyone have comprehend languages?
Not this character. I need to take care of one other thing. Sorry, it just came up. But kind of plot out what route you want to go to get the interpretation, and we'll go from there.
Well, a wizard might have comprehend languages.
They clearly think we're unequal with them. They think we can speak Draconic.
It might also be like a test. Can you read this? No, we can't.
Yeah.
Is Squeaks with us? Is Squeaks a wizard?
Yes.
All right. I propose we go find a spell shop, buy a
Comprehend
comprehend
languages.
languages scroll, and have Squeaks inscribe it into his spell book.
Um.
And it is a ritual, so he can cast it once he inscribes it.
Yeah, just a second. He's a very specific type of. I think it's a wizard.
Yeah, he's a missile mage
Yeah.
subtype. That just says his only offensive spell can be that. So we can also just tell him to pick comprehend languages as one of his spells. So that's my thought. Though I might very well be picking up that spell next level. Just because the number of times we run into languages that we cannot understand is frustrating.
Just power level my monk to level 14. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
I
Then you
think
can
it's
talk to
14.
everyone. It's probably 14.
I can talk to everyone. I guess I can't. Doesn't mean I can read it though. I can talk to everyone.
Indeed. Where's my class thing?
Hmm.
13. Never mind. That's still only talking to people.
Well, I think that's a fair plan. Gonna hit the can while we wait for him.
Alright. I can't wait for my next level where I get another first level spell.
Woo.
Oh wait, no. Never mind. I get one more second level spell at yeah, no, I don't get anything. My bad.
So what's the plan for getting the interpreted?
Squeaks is our ritual caster, so we will have him either know and pick comprehend languages as one of his spells, or go find a spell scroll and have him inscribe the comprehend languages into a spell book and then ritual cast it.
Okay. You would need to roll to find a location to do that,
All
as
right.
it is not one he currently knows.
Does Kleak want to help me with that? And I'll
Sure.
investigate around. All right, that's a 26 to find that.
26.
I love advantage in my plus 10.
Let me see the pricing on that.
That's nice. My ward gets more fun at next level. That's about it.
And thanks for your patience. Sorry about the interruptions tonight.
It happens.
Yep. Alright, so, first level spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is ritual. Good.
And squeaks have identify as well.
I believe he has identify.
Okay, that's a good standard wizard spell to have.
He has identify. He has illusory script. He has featherfall. He has detect magic. He has magic missile.
Okay. I will say it is really funny when Yanovan talks with the out of game to give him a item, and you give him a cursed item. He doesn't cast identify on it even when he has a chance.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I tried to do a little one shot over a holiday break with him, my wife, and sister-in-law and stuff. Didn't go so
Nice.
great when their neighbors backed into Jen's car.
Oof.
Yeah, that kind of ruined it. But
And it does.
I put a +1 shield of missile attraction out in the wild, and Brian found it, picked it up, and stuck it on his back.
The DMG on page 139 says this about cursed items. Most methods of identifying items, including the identify spell, fail to reveal such a curse, although the lore might hint at it.
That's also up to DM discretion.
If he identified it, I would have told him it attracts missiles towards it. I would have hinted heavily at it, but he didn't even try to identify it. So that was fun. Sadly, he stayed too far away
All right.
to do anything. Anyhow,
Let's see.
so yeah,
I'm trying to
26
get
to find something.
I got the cost for the scroll itself, but I'm trying to get the cost for the inscribed
ink.
portion.
Yeah, that's in the handbook. I can find that.
Yeah, I know it's there. It's in the other room, and I didn't want to run away if I didn't have to again.
I know it's in the wizard stuff.
Quickly see if you can find that.
I'm looking for it. Copying a spell into the book. You can add it to your
Thanks.
spell book if it's a spell level you can prepare and spare the time. For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold.
Okay. Per spell level?
Finding all that. Yeah.
Okay, so it will be 110 gold
Okay.
to get it into the spell book.
I can help pay for it.
We do have more ingots. Can we break an ingot in here and have them pay us as well?
Does no one else have gold?
Well, yes.
Ingots can be
I have
converted if needed.
That would be nice.
Fine, I'll pay for it.
Well, the ingots can be broken, is what I heard.
Right.
I have a feeling Yanovan probably has their gold value listed, so he could just, mark the
Right.
gold off.
I
Well-
marked the gold off my character sheet, so...
Okay.
Okay. That
So
works.
Cleop covered the 110.
Mm,
So, After 2 hours and 10 minutes, after procurement and returning, so probably getting close to noon, we're able to read.
Yay.
Yanovan is described in the note. Have you given the kobolds your name? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I might have. I mean, they did find a poster. So
It's up to you if you did or not.
Sure.
Okay. It says, Master Dwarf Yanovan, please meet us at, and it gives an address, within the city, as your request to meet the headmaker has been granted.
Wonderful.
And it gives a time shortly after noon to be there.
I figured as much. Double time, lads.
All right, then we go. I assume investigation to try and find the place. And
There's
how
an
fast we
address,
can find
but
it.
yeah, it's an investigation, but it's a minor, fairly
Okay.
easy check
21.
because you actually got the address.
Yeah. It's like, where's this address? That way? Thank you.
You're able to find a speedy route.
Cool.
And let's see, I'm trying to find a valid image to help you understand what you're seeing here. But scholarly kobold isn't something that's the easiest apparently to find.
Yeah, dead kobold's easy. 3 kobolds in a jacket's also easy, apparently.
Yeah, that's a pretty common trope.
That's a standard.
I mean, that's a standard 3 kobolds walk into a bar.
Which one hits it?
Either they walk below.
Here you go. So I look up, scholar or something like that to try to help improve the look, so I can try to get an image to help describe what I'm talking about for you all. And they give a dragonborn sorcerer instead.
Close enough.
Thanks. Well, I'll try to just use words because I don't want to waste all our time, but I was trying to do a quick search. You get to the house. It's a smaller abode, but it's fairly nice. You see some draconic design to it. And there is a little handle as a old school doorbell next to the door.
I will ask, which part of town are we in right now?
It's still a fairly nice part of town. It's not back in the slums.
Good to know.
I'll pull it. Pull the doorbell.
The door swings open. You see a little brass or coppery colored kobold with like a butler outfit on.
Nice.
Like he has the whole tray and cloth over the arm and everything.
Beautiful. I'll proceed in.
He stands and he opens the door, looks up at you. Ah, Master Dwarf, I take it.
Indeed.
Please come this way.
Alright, so we
He
have...
looks behind you at Saradin and group and is like, it may be uncomfortable for some of your compatriots as they are slightly girthy, as it were.
Yes, they can wait outside. Cleok and Baden can follow. And Squeak's with us.
That's up to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Squeaks can
Squeak's
come with us.
There's no reason we don't need to have the ones that don't fit.
Squeaks would be like a small dog, small to medium-sized dog compared to these creatures, which are small because he is tiny.
Right.
So he's like a halfling to halflings, is Squeaks. Just, mouse
You can
form.
talk right to their minds, and he might be useful in discussion.
Well, there's that.
Yep, there is that.
I won't have as much as our group as we can, because it's not a solo adventure.
So, picture in your mind a elderly professor, tinkerer, kind of inventor sort. Okay? Kind of describe that a little bit, how you envision that.
Oh gosh, wrinkly with the eyeglasses that has the 3 more magnifying glasses in front of it on the one side, kind of. We need to actually zoom in on something. Worn down fingers from all the tinkering. Maybe maybe missing a fingertip on. Not clean clothes, but worn. Well loved. I don't know.
Yeah. So you take all that and you wrap it up in a little package, and give it
Little
reptilian
3-foot
features.
package.
Yeah.
And that is what you see in this room that you're brought into. He's there tinkering over some small clockwork contraptions. Instead of, bigger things, since he's in his nice abode. And he's sitting in this room, kind of a lounge area, where there's like a coffee table and some seats. And the butler sees you in. You may take a seat here, and this is who we heard you wish to speak with. And he strikes you as some potentially absent-minded, but brilliant, the normal brainy sort, and, never cease tinkering.
Sounds familiar.
So I hear you give my people some interesting contraptions, is this correct?
Yes, this is correct.
Well, very kind. We very much like your contraptions. You see on his hip, Yonavan, a finely crafted pistol of very similar in design to one that you've recently seen. But with obviously some other flair thrown in. And on the other, you see some small spherical metallic orbs. We much like what we were able to get from you, so we thank you very much. What is it you
Spherical orb
seek?
being a bomb.
Uncertain.
Great.
Distinct possibility.
Oh gosh, what have I done?
He's suggesting they give you a few of the bombs because they stole your bomb to make it from.
No, I gave him force powder.
Right.
But they actually
They
stole the bomb before
Yeah.
you traded the force powder with them. However, they did recompense the acquisition with information.
Okay.
You see, we are a group of adventurers who have been taken a job to come to this town to try and relieve them of the influence of the Shadow Empress.
I do not know of a Shadow Empress. Very interesting.
Have you heard of a sun?
No?
Insight check.
Dorosu?
Is this a son?
Roll.
Oh boy.
Better roll high, or your assumption may be your assumption.
No, I did not roll high. It has to be. I rolled low. 6.
You're not sure, because, kobolds are strange creatures you're not very familiar with. You have no idea.
It's hard to read their
Could be
faces.
That thick accent.
The thick accent and the very scaly features and being very focused on what he's doing. You're just not sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
Um. Yeah, so we're looking to well, find allies, and the city guard knows of this influence,
Baden
and
or
it's
Cleox, since you two are just standing there watching, roll a perception check for me. Keep going
Okay.
out of it.
and so the local enforcement here knows of the influence, but it runs deep in the town, and they are fearful of their lives of upsetting this Shadow Impress. They do not
Interesting.
want to go against their wills. And well, you warned me of an impeding threat, and you seem to be the information broker of this town, and a
Oh, we
very
just trade in
powerful
all
ally to
things.
have.
I am over the creation. My associate is over information. I like creation. We make things. We tinker.
I only got an 11 on my perception.
I got a 19.
Are you familiar with what a sturge is?
A sturge?
Yes, it's a type
I
of
am.
creature.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Imagine a mutant, creepy, enlarged mosquito. Have you played, say, like Fallout 4?
Yeah,
Those big blood-sucking critters?
yeah, those.
Okay. You see, now that you're getting a better look at it as he moves around, you notice it's strikingly familiar to that is what he's tinkering on, but a metal form of it. However, the beak seems to not go as much into needle as you would think it should go.
Does it go into a barrel?
Don't know. You're not familiar with crafting of guns enough to know that.
Does it have a hole at the end like Yonovan's boomstick?
Well, seen as a normal sturge would also have a hole at the end. Yes?
Okay.
It's a tube.
But it's a larger tube than normal. Okay. Cool. So they're making a drone attack now.
He's like, I've been working on George here for a long time. I see you looking at him.
Yes, George, you said. He looks quite
It's a name
interesting.
for now. I haven't come up with an official one yet. What do you want to know about him? He's a fun little critter.
I'm curious what he's supposed to do. I never have been a fan of giant mosquitoes
I
before.
see. Well, before the master came and let us come to his nice tap city, we lived in a cave where we were hounded by these beasties, and so memory of where we came from. I've been working on this for many years, and I just got the flying mechanism and the functionality working correctly. It's very nice. Would you like to see him fly?
Away from me, yes.
I would like to
Yes,
see him
really
fly.
curious.
You see he takes out a crystal Yanovan, very similar to one that you'd provided him with, but this one actually seems to be glowing. And he puts it in a compartment and shuts it and does something, and the eyes glow that same bluish color, and the wings start moving. It's like, and then it lifts off and is just floating there with him.
Ah, yes, a power button. In the form of a crystal.
Those crystals you found are very potent, but you can keep them up more, I find. I use them to store energy.
Oh, how do you make them even more powerful?
You don't make them more powerful. It's more you use their functionality to store energy.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
And instead of exploding, they are just drained and go dead?
You know, it basically, instead of exploding in force, it also is magically
A
attuned,
battery.
which is why they affect. And so you can basically store spells, slots, spell energy in them,
Hmm.
and allow magical devices to run off them, is what they're doing.
That could be a
Fantastic.
useful, we have like 30 days of travel.
No, don't get ahead of yourself.
I mean, the kobolds
Keep,
themselves have opened it up to us.
keep in mind, the difference is 1 versus untold quantity.
Yes.
So yes, our master brought us to the city, and I always remember these nasty creatures and how much they cause problems. So I made one to mock their image to be a helper.
That's cool.
And you know, flying is always nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have to
Indeed.
admit. What's this little tube for?
He points to the pistol at Yanovan's side.
Ah, that's a good helper indeed.
You notice the underneath the chest cavity area, there seems to be a hole. He takes a cylinder out and slides it in there.
It's got a magazine. I sneak a little pad of paper out and take a few notes.
Well, other than the creature, the design seems to be, you know, the same as yours.
What about the magazine?
Yeah, that was the note. Those were
They're just
repeater
basically
functionality.
shortened barrels in a circular pattern.
So a Gatling.
No?
The first version of the Gatling, where the first shot is in a barrel.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
All I have to say about this is that if I remember right, Cleok questioned whether this was a good idea to give the kobolds all of this stuff.
Well,
Yeah, it kind of happened.
I will ask my fellow leaders of the branches if they know anything about this. You said Hassan?
Asan.
Hassan.
Yeah.
Hassan. See if they
Yes.
know anything
Otherwise
about
known as the Shadow Empress.
I'll produce one of
Okay.
the black rose necklaces and say these are commonly found with her followers.
Okay. You can stay here and have some drink, or you can go to your place, and I can call you when we find out. I am going to go talk with him, and I'll let you know what I find out.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
I'll have to bring by my mechanical cat later to show you instead of you showing this marvelous flying contraption.
Oh, that sounds nice. You got a mechanical beastie. Nice. I want to see, yes.
I can ride it.
Ooh, that sounds nice. You're making me want to make a bigger version of mine to be able to ride it. That sounds fun.
It is.
You see him looking at the little flying creature that obviously can bear his weight and being like, would there be any way to make this big enough to ride?
Just out of curiosity, how does it fly? Does it flap its wings?
Yes, you actually see the
Okay.
wings flapping.
Are the wings metal? Just...
You're not sure if it's metal or some other material, but it's very
Okay.
thin.
Okay, good.
Wonderful.
Cool.
So we'll go back to our bar of choice with the inn attached for our.
The place you're staying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So after a few hours, you see a familiar little black kobold come in. Walks into Kianovan.
What's up?
I was told you need to return to Bossman to see what he has to say.
Excellent. Thanks for the summons. And I'll hand him a little bit of force powder.
Oh, thank you. So you return, I take it.
No, we wait longer. Yeah, we return.
And greeted similarly, brought in. This time when you enter the chamber, you see 6 kobolds. All of them more elderly sort, and all very quirky in their own ways. They all
Like
seem
the
to
branch
have...
leader?
Yeah,
Okay.
they all seem to be like different branch leaders. Like one seems to be like, have some sort of outfit that is like, totally looks dirty, but at the same time seems like is very durable.
This
There's
feels
another
like
one.
the scene from Hogfather.
There's another one that has a few floating books that are like floating there with pens writing, and like just he's looking between them. Of course, the one you already met. You have another one who seems to be more staying in the back with like hooded and seems to always be looking around. You have another one who seems to be a bit bigger than the others, and he actually has a long-barreled tube on his back with some sort of wooden contraption that seems to be something very similar to what you gave the group. Looks like they put it back together and he's using it. So yeah, you have those individuals all in the room.
Cool. So all the kobolds have made it past level 2.
Welcome, yes. We talked, and they all want to hear what you have to say as well. So will you share what you're doing here, what you've experienced, and what is happening?
Well, we're a group of adventurers, and we took a contract to rid this town of the person that goes by the Shadow Empress. While I was here, I ran into these wonderful information brokers of your group who warned us that there was an assassin hunting me.
The one with all the books straightens her glasses on, looks kind of smug to the others when you say that.
We've traded a number of my inventions for information.
Like that, of course, the one who stands up then is like,
And we are hoping to make a stronger alliance with you so that we may rid the town of this evil person's influence and help you in the process. You've been a help so far in keeping me alive, and I think we have good information from you and good trade of knowledge, and this can all be good for everyone.
you see one that looks silver or platinum or tarnished gold, you're not sure, but looks older than all the others. Steps up. It's obviously more of an arcane nature. It's like, do you have something of the person you are speaking of?
We have necklaces from their followers, with bearing their emblem.
May I see?
Sure, I'll hand a black rose emblem to them.
The eyes are like completely the same color as the skin and stuff as well. It's just like opaque-ish looking,
Interesting.
but at the same time, there's movement in the eyes, almost
Creepy.
like something's there. Yeah, very creepy.
So literally blind sight.
Well, it's almost like if you look at like a stormy cloud, like rolling overhead, how there's movement, but it's kind of not necessarily very obvious. But
It's not visible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like an endless like cloud rolling by in their eye.
That's creepy, as was stated.
Still has the outer eyelid closed.
Looks at it. Oh no, this is the eyes open. You see that, you see him blink a few times, so you can see a slight difference. But yeah, it's definitely kind of disturbing. Yes. He, like, smells it. Evil sort, yes. Starts speaking in Draconic to the others. So you guys are kind of left there for a bit while he's talking at him, and you hear a few of them discussing something in Draconic.
And Squeaks could cast Comprehend Languages right now.
Except it's not prepared because we've not had a long rest. So it would take 10 minutes. And that might be a little awkward to set up a 10-minute ritual in the middle of their discussion.
Yeah, I should have done it ahead of time. Oh well.
We're feeling a bit awkward right here.
It lasts an hour, so we could have casted it before we walked over or something. But oh well.
Yeah.
We didn't think of it.
Correct. And that's fine. After a while, they complete, and they look at you. So, we are going to set up a meeting with you with the Master. You should get yourselves ready, and probably tomorrow morning you'll have a summons.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So, that was today, as you have done quite a bit, actually. Anything else you guys want to try to accomplish today? Because there's still, bits of time throughout.
Well, that was about 2/3 of the day.
Right.
Any other useful spells we need to get for Squeaks?
It's kind of the last chance before things start vaulting forward to square away or make any things you want.
Any other preparations we need to make?
I need to step away for a moment again. Sorry. I'll be right back.
All right. Last call for preparations.
Brain Kitty for sure.
Yeah, bringing Kitty for sure. I'm just trying to think of other inventions to bring, but I think everything's been handed out.
Yeah, most all your stuff's there.
You bringing Kitty to show the Tinker? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he enjoys that, and you can actually have dinner there with him as he inspects Kitty, and you guys eat together if you would like.
Certainly.
Sure, that sounds like fun.
See, Kitty's a bit different than your flying creature.
Yes, I see that. It's very interesting. I like how you use the big gears. It's kind of like gnomes. Like the gnomes, they like the gears.
Yeah, they like
I
that
get it.
steampunk stuff.
Yes. What is punk?
Well, and then what powers it is not a crystal, but
Yes,
a soul.
I
A
see.
phantom cat.
Yeah.
You see, he does some arcane things for identifying. Very, very interesting. I like. Anything else you guys want to do?
Mm,
Sheridan, you need to mute.
Yeah.
We should all just start talking and have it loop back.
Thankfully, he's already muted, so now we can.
No, I know.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
And welcome. If you didn't see it, Sheridan, make sure you check the characters chat. There's a
You
update
got a
for
big
your character. So, the next morning, you guys are all eating. The door to the inn kind of bursts open, and you see four brass dragonborn, all with these metal tubes with wooden stalks on them.
oh no.
Come
That
walking
was
in.
fast.
They have an emblem you haven't seen before, either. And
Is
they
it also a flower?
No.
Good.
It
It's
is
a
actually...
gold rose.
No. It's not a rose at all. It is actually
Good.
a desert creature that you know of. But it's a little bit different of one. So,
Alright, I'm
yeah.
back. Sorry about that.
They come in, walk right up to Yonovan. You've been summoned. Your companions may come. Let us go.
Alright. I will ride Kitty over. I see y'all are fast crafters with those thunder cannons.
We are not crafters.
Well, your branch has crafted those remarkably quickly.
That is what they exist for. Come. The master wishes to speak with you.
Oh boy.
So, the four of them take up positions around your group. And you head straight through town. And you're getting lots of looks as you go. These individuals
Understandably.
have not been seen by you while you've been in town. But they obviously are known by the town. And you're all getting plenty of looks as you get led through town. Directly to the most exquisite building in town.
Oh boy. I just armed the Shadow Empress.
As you pass through the main entrance, you see quite a few more dragonborn like this, all training in different forms of combat and other techniques. Basically seems to be they are the Royal Guard, which is why you don't see them in town. Once you enter the building, you see a large number of rooms that have very finely dressed individuals there. And someone can give me a perception check. One person. So you guys get to pick one person in the group to do it.
Raiden.
Alright, I'll roll it.
I'm +6.
I'm +7.
Alright.
Oh, it's a 20 on that.
You notice a certain individual dressed in finery who looks very familiar.
Is it Doros? Is it Dorosu?
It's a certain male elf that you've met before,
Which
with
one?
gray hair and sharp blue eyes,
one who
wearing dark
betrayed us.
robes.
Is it the, I don't remember.
The guy who greeted you at the docks, brought you to his home.
Okay. So, Dorosu.
Indeed.
Cool. Alright.
You see him with a few others talking. However, you all continue straight through, up this slight set of stairs, and through some large doors, to where you're brought into this large chamber that has lots of seats that are currently empty, and at the head a throne, large, with a large humanoid sitting in it.
The prince?
The
That
doors
would seem
close
to be
behind
so.
you, and you are brought up to him. And the 4 guides that have been coming with you say, bow.
Baden will bow.
I bow before I bow.
I'll bow.
Can a tree bow? Probably.
It can bend.
It
It
can
can also
bow.
fall over.
I fall over.
Boom. Ground shakes.
If a tree falls in a palace, how mad will the prince be?
I look ashamed and say, I am Groot.
Indeed. He gestures, and the 4 of them leave.
Oh.
Welcome to my city. What is it you seek here?
We tell the same story we told the kobolds like 4 different times.
Yeah, getting really
Yep.
saying this deal. I was
2
like, will
times.
someone else handle it? Baden, would you?
Yes, good sir.
I
We were.
had heard as much, but I wanted to hear it from your mouths.
Yes. And now you have. Persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah, I kind of assumed you said you were going to, so I'm not going to make you literally restate it, but
Thank
I
you.
wanted you to have the choice to say if you're going to say everything or not. So it's more,
Yeah.
at this point, a statement of, what are you choosing?
What information are you withholding, or if you're being transparent?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it was our group's
Indeed.
decision early on to be as transparent as we can to those that are in power. So,
Because none of us can lie worth anything.
Well, the group hasn't always made that decision, which is why I always leave it
yeah.
an option.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't think we gain anything by trying to be deceptive at this point.
We just have a high chance of being caught because none of us can lie.
And I don't think we need to lie at this point.
Exactly.
We are not in position to be caught in a lie. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. We would be running
Among
into the
other-
desert otherwise.
Now that you
Among
mention
other
that, Cleoc,
reasons.
could you go ahead and roll a d20 for me?
Can I roll a d20? Sure.
That's impressive.
It's an 18 on the dice.
So, you actually notice this interesting feeling over you. You have this compulsion to tell the truth,
Gosh.
but you're the one who notices it. You also feel slightly afraid, but you're not sure why.
Because our retcon thing is that if we lie to the prince, we are executed. But
No.
we don't know that because
That's not why. It's
It
something
is.
else. You're not sure what. You can't put your finger on it.
Out of character, I know, because he's the master, and thus he's a dragon in disguise. Anyway, we spilled the beans.
Well, I see.
We tell him we tell him our mission. We tell them what we've been told about the mission. We tell him about how we were attacked we had taken a secondary mission in which we were attacked by I guess Durasu and
Drosu, yeah. I'll pull out a necklace we picked up off the people as well.
I see, I see. Now, please, 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 do me a favor and speak in your common tongue. I much prefer the language you are familiar with.
Which of us is he talking to?
All of you.
That's fine, but we wouldn't understand each other then.
You do not learn each other's language?
we've been slowly working to understand squeaks and the tree because they cannot
groups.
speak
I am group.
because they cannot speak common, but the rest of us, for the sake of time efficiency, and some of us do speak each other's languages, but we've not learned everyone's language.
Yanaman, to you and Dwarven, like very well-spoken Dwarven, I totally understand using a common language, but using a variant of dialects is very enjoyable.
I reply back in Dwarven, indeed it is.
I'm so tempted to speak in Infernal and see what happens.
Well, I'll say fine. I'll say in Air Cochrane, as you wish.
And do you
It has
speak
been
group?
a rather long time since I've
Indeed,
spoken
there's
this
not
language.
very many of your kind. I feel for your lack of ability to
Yeah.
speak in your native tongue. Of course, no one else knows Senator Cochrane, so they have no idea what he said.
I will say in Infernal, while this is not my normal ton, it is, in all the same, a ton I picked up from my homeland.
You should be ashamed of such nasty words.
I'll switch to Silva and say, I only learned it to track down my demon nemesis.
Indeed, but isn't this one much more delightful rolling off the tongue than that one?
It is, yet I always somehow feel like I'm about to forget it.
Then use it more often.
Group gets in on the action and it's like, do you speak group?
Indeed, it is a very rare dialect I was able to acquire. It is most enjoyable. Everyone else hears, I am group, I am group, I am group.
Group bows to him again. I am most impressed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Speaks group to the rest of the team. Who is this guy?
I am the prince of this fine city in which you have come to visit, he replies to you in your language.
Well, yes, but you are clearly more than that.
And we all are just hearing, I am group, I am group. I am
Precisely.
So glorious.
This is the first time group probably knows more than everyone else combined.
Group, are you okay?
You see, he
Group
has sap on his face.
He is quite the good fighter and an asset to our group.
Indeed. Well, thank you all for allowing me to enjoy the dialects. Feel free, like I said, to always speak in your own languages. I much prefer it. he says something in another language that you can take as Draconic since you've heard the kobolds speak it, but it's a slightly different tone.
Less yipping.
More roaring, less yipping, yeah. More, authority instead of,
I may have looked up Kobold speaking Draconic, and it's with a yipping accent. I thought it was
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Whereas if you look up, say, a Dragonborn or other Draconic species that speak it, it's not
There's
so
a lot
yippy.
less yip.
yeah.
It's like dogs and increasing weights. It just gets deeper.
There you go.
Hmm.
At that you see the doors open, and you see all these finely dressed nobles brought in. You notice in their midst a elven man that you've seen before, but you also see a female. A female human who looks familiar.
Is it the woman we escorted?
It is.
Good to know she's alive, even if we didn't get paid for her.
We got paid. Sort of.
And statue.
I get the feeling that
Our being here is less.
we're about to find out what her real name is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It takes a while for everyone to come in. You notice that the doors then shut, and then you hear some other noises of large metal rods, it sounds, being scraped and dragged. And all the nice fancy dudded individuals in the room start looking extremely awkward and looking around like, what's going on? You see a number of them have eyes staring at the lot of you very accusingly. And the room has murmurs, and lots of murmurs. And time ticks on. While the large individual sitting there before you just sits there.
If you said anything else, you cut out at just.
He just sits there. The guy in the front on the throne just sits there.
I'll just stand there too.
I try and not look around all that much, but I'm a little uncomfortable.
In Dwarvish, I'll ask him, if I may be so bold. I noticed two individuals in the group that walked in that deceived us and ambushed us when we first came to the city.
You hear Dwarven answer in your mind. I know. Just be patient. Let's see where this goes. This will be interesting.
As you wish.
That was in your mind.
Yeah.
And the murmuring continues. And they all seem to be getting more and more uncomfortable.
Is anything else happening besides them just getting uncomfortable?
They're murmuring to one another, and you can tell they're all like, what's going on?
They've all been summoned, but now what?
Well, they've all been summoned, number one, which isn't unusual. They have council in here with them. But the doors
Right.
were then bolted shut, and nothing's being said. And so you all can palpably feel the tension in the room just rising and rising and rising.
Okay,
You see
yeah.
I'm sure you can understand why that would be. You see a very fair complexion woman sitting not far from Durosu, and she seems to gesture something to one of the individuals there, and let's see, it was a halfling male stands up, and he's like, "Your Excellency, what is the meaning of this? What is going on?"
Did he say that in halfling?
No, he said it in common.
Do we get the hint that that pale woman is Asan?
That's up to you. I
Okay.
didn't say it was or wasn't.
Does it
Further,
seem like she instigated the action?
you saw her gesture to the halfling, who then stood up and said something.
Cool. So yes.
Any noble would act that way, but who
Yes.
Um,
Are we still standing in the middle of the room, or were we like
Let's
ushered off to the
see.
sides a little bit?
Baden, Yonovan,
Mm-hmm.
what is your current number of spells you have available? Highest level?
Oh,
Second
highest,
level.
not very high.
Yeah. Not very high for
In
me
second
either.
level myself.
Okay. So, you feel a slight tingling, but you're not sure what it is.
Okay.
Cool.
After the halfling got up and said that, the prince, as you assume he is sitting in the chair at the front, continues to sit there. Doesn't answer. The halfling looks very unnerved for why he was not answered, and looks to Durosu and a few others who are nearby, and is like, they're saying something, but you can't make out what it is. You see on the other side of the room a copper-haired, gray-eyed elf scholar. Scholar sort meaning, his dress is more non-armored. It's, robed, and it seems to be more of the scholarly sort that you've seen where, he stands up. Good sir, may I inquire as to what it is that is going on here, as we are all very interested. Silence. He just sits back down. The halfling and some of the others over in that area seem to be getting more unnerved. And then you see the lady with the dark hair and more palish complexion seems to be trying to do something with her hands, but you're not sure if she's trying to communicate with the others or what she's doing.
Can I keep a closer eye on her and watch her intently?
Sure. Roll a intelligence check.
Cool. Thankfully I'm good at those too. Except for this roll. 7.
You're not sure. She's definitely doing something, but you can't quite make out what it is. But since you're the only one watching her, you're kind of the only one who gets to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to not stare at any individuals, I guess.
Oh, no, I get that. And so, a while later, you see a few of them get up, walk to the other side of the room, and sit down. and you see, like, she looks puzzled and seems to be looking, trying to figure out what's going on. And you see others continue to slowly move away from a group of them. Yanovan, roll me a perception.
I suck at these. Ooh, 18.
Good. Roll me a intelligence check. And you can add your proficiency bonus.
That doesn't matter much.
What'd you get?
10.
10. That actually, was that the total, or is that unmodified?
That's the total. That's
10
a 5
total?
on the die.
I see. You hear a noise. You're not quite sure what it is, but it sounds familiar. And then you all notice
boy.
additional light shines over on that side of the room, and you hear familiar sound ring out. I need you all to make con saves.
Con saves. Nat 20.
Woo.
25.
19.
Nat 20.
Nice.
So con.
Apparently the other 3 we don't know about.
Well, I'm also proficient in it. So it's a 25.
1 second.
Hestra's stuff is up above. I'll see if I can find it.
I'm not super concerned about rolling saves for players that aren't here.
That's true.
So
16.
nice.
That's
So
right.
all of you actually succeeded. You have a flashback to a certain bygone mission, other than Baden, to where a certain horde of undead made all your ears ring viciously as a certain noise rang out. Do you recall?
Nope.
The shattering of the evil artifact?
No. There was a bunch of skeletons where there was a certain
Animated
Impressive.
armor and a bomb goes off.
force that made you all roll a con save.
I don't remember that actually.
Oh, yeah.
Animated armor and I blew him up.
Con save
Oh,
or be
right.
deafened. After a blinding amount of light, you finally get your eyes back, and you notice the doors in the back of the room are open. However, there is quite a bit of rubble in a certain location of the room, and a bit of unpleasantries. Yanovan, looking upward, you see a host of your invention poking in through slits all along the roof.
So we got snipers above us.
Yes, but who's on what side?
Yep.
So my int is not smart, but my wisdom is not bad. So I'm trying to figure out if, like, we're under
So-
attack right now.
I mean, we're right in front of the print, so I will gesture upwards. Like, are they with you?
is just sitting there. He seems to be unbothered or phased.
So just to make sure, I'm assuming that when we say we told them everything, we told them about our conversations with the kobolds as well, and
I
all
think so,
all
yeah.
that stuff.
I mean,
Right.
the kobolds are his direct followers. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of got sent here from the kobolds, so
The other nobles all leave now that the doors are open.
Like walk,
Yes,
run.
they're all walking out, like holding their
Were they-
ears.
Were they dismissed?
You didn't hear.
Okay.
The doors are open again.
what
Out of
about Asan and Co?
out of
Right.
character, I think Jonathan's actually the only one that knows that about telepathy, which is what I assume is happening
That is true.
here.
Well, Yonovan's the only one that has had him speak with telepathy. Other people are aware of its existence, yes, but he's the only one that's aware of it being used.
By the prince.
Yep. And so all the other nobles depart. You see a host of gnolls that are in whitish garb come in. Essentially, think of like a plague doctor outfit on a gnoll, but without the mask, because gnolls' faces are ugly enough.
Yeah.
And that's what you see being brought in.
Do
And,
they have necklaces?
No. Not that you're able to see, anyways. They go up to a section of the rubble, and you see they start cleaning something out. And at that point, you hear a voice from the front of the room, once again, this time in common for you all. Please just be patient while my fellows here clean up a bit of a mess.
Where were Dorosu and human friend and
You're not sure. You
Pale?
didn't see them leave. They seem to be cleaning an area pretty close to where they were.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Cool.
have Kitty lay down and I'll just sit on backwards, like not like I'm trying to run away, just like chilling. Very casual on my creation.
What were you going to say, Cookie? Group?
Group saw hand motions. Maybe lady was casting spell?
Yanovan and Baden, you notice that tickly feeling has now passed.
Cool. That's always nice to know. Alright, well yeah, I guess we'll just sit and wait.
The gnolls then leave, and the doors are shut once more. I had known of an individual causing some problems, but I'd not been able to ID them or figure out who they were. So thank you for being bait and allowing me to place a bit of a ruse for them.
If I may be so bold, would you mind sharing the details of this ruse?
Well, being locked in a room, upon being summoned by the head of the town that you're trying to acquire as your own, and not being told what's going on tends to make one and their associates uncomfortable. Would you not agree?
It certainly seemed to work.
Well, you know, when they try to charm me or dominate me when they have no means to actually do so, it kind of seals their fate.
Hmm.
To
Yeah,
which
that would be
he
typically a bad
gestures, and you
idea.
see the floor under you move, like lift up and move back, and the floor open, and you see, I need an Arcana check from Baden with advantage.
Ooh, with
And
advantage.
Yanovan could roll straight, if you would like.
I like advantage. Ooh, that's a good one. That's more than 20, 21, I think.
The term mythal comes to mind upon what you see underneath the floor.
Mythal?
Yes.
Holy crap.
It is a particular elven design item that is known to maintain some level of power.
Mine is a def.
What did you say, Yanavan? I couldn't quite hear you.
It's just a 14. Just a 14. So he definitely got the high roll. That's
He
a
advantaged due
beautiful
to
thing.
racial
Yeah.
proficiency.
Stats.
Oh, cool. That's nice. Being a shadow elf helps. So a mythal is basically a giant ward?
Not exactly. That's one way of looking at it, but it has more aspects than that.
Okay.
It is only able to be created by a circle of elven high mages.
Okay.
They are extremely powerful.
It's an
Yeah.
artifact.
Yeah.
Functionally.
He's like, and once you place eyes on it, your benefactor here states, I used my device to ensure ease of transition through this period. For you see, none can cast when I say none can cast.
That is quite an amazing power.
Donovan, Aiden,
Yes.
you remember that tickly feeling?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was the prevented domination.
That's called you have no magic.
Ah.
It just ate all of the magic in the room.
No, it just turned it all off in the area. In fact, all magic items, all magic of any sort was turned off in the area.
That is quite nice.
And that is actually something Baden would be aware of, is that mythals are known to be used to permit or deny access to certain groups, or to have certain magical effects, or allow or disallow use of magic. It has the ability to do some very potent things.
I am
So-
confused, but you still have magic? Or you magic no?
What do you mean? Well, keep in mind, group, you wouldn't know this about the magic. You probably don't know what a mythal is either that you're looking at, unless Baden conveys it. Because I don't believe this is something you have come across.
No, I think at this point group doesn't really care. I care personally because, you know, if Cleoc's theory is right, and this guy's actually a dragon, which would explain some things, then he couldn't still be human, I think, in an anti-magic field.
With
If
that
it's a
being
selective-
said, that was out of character. Cleoc
I know.
hasn't put.
Keep in mind, mythals can have the option to turn off all magic except to those it permits, or to give magic
Probably.
ability to those who do not have any.
Right.
Cool. So it's super powerful. Glad we picked the right side of this. That's one part of our job down.
Your ship will be arriving in a few days. Until that time, you may stay in quarters that have been prepared for you here. As to the assassins after you, Dwarf, I believe they will not pester you here anymore. They will seek you elsewhere.
Great.
Fair enough.
And thank you for that invention of yours. It's very intriguing and has been put to good use, as you have seen.
Yeah, so we saw. Just waved to the roof.
Do you know at what rate kobolds procreate? When they're
Hi?
not threatened, their population swells to numerous quantities, and they can be very, very industrious.
I see that.
We've noticed.
Like, I expected them to copy my design and iterate upon it, but I didn't expect it to happen the next day.
Well, when you have 15 skilled tinkerers working off a good design, it's fairly likely that they shall be able to succeed, even if one or two of them happen to have unfortunate accidents and be replaced.
Oh dear. I told them
Oh,
to
it's,
be
it, it's all
careful.
voluntary. They just enjoy it. I suggest more safety precautions, but they seem to be less inclined to think that's necessary. Kobolds, I tell you.
I mean, natural population control, eh?
That is something.
So, silly question. How much do I actually know about kobolds and who generally kobolds' masters are?
I don't know. How much would Cleoc have encountered that?
Probably not very much.
I think Cookie's background may have encountered kobolds. Baden's debatable.
Yeah, I might have read about him in a book once.
Yeah.
I read a lot of.
I mean, I probably know. There's a decent chance I've heard of their existence, but not necessarily what their motivations are or whatnot.
Not necessarily those who they seek to be subservient to.
Bade more or less spent a couple decades in a very large library.
If you want to roll a
He read a
int
lot.
check, Cleoc, you may do so to see if it's something you came across.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, and since you've done me such service, what is it that I may reward you in kind with?
This is not where we say nothing because he might very well give us nothing. Gold might be
has,
Cleoc, this is on you. It's your turn to talk.
something
It's
you
my
have
turn.
noticed, something you have all noticed, is he has intentionally drawn out the conversation multiple times. So the fact that he was silent when all the people were in here was exceptionally odd, seeing as he was very talkative and actually made things take longer to talk about or drew out longer conversations.
Is it?
Perhaps help on our greater mission of
Yes, tell him. Group starts talking about. I was trapped inside a crystal, and so was my friend the raccoon. And these people are trying to rescue more crystals and also fight the slavers of their kind, the squiggly faces.
Perfect.
Octopus faces.
So,
Octopi face.
We don't know how to fight them though. I just go where they tell me.
so, we have in our possession, as part of one of our earlier adventures, a number of soul crystals. And we were able to free some of them, but we lacked the necessary means to free all of them.
I see.
And so, as part of our goals in going around and doing jobs is to acquire the means to free more and more of them until they've all been rescued. The Treant and Squeaks was one of them too, right? That's with us,
Mm-hmm.
and Hestra too. Although
Squeaks.
Hestra's probably
Yep.
Squeaks, Hestra, and Group were three such individuals that were trapped within these crystals, but many others remain. So
I see. Well, it's very interesting. What is it exactly
I
you
don't think we're
wish?
actually carrying any of them on us, but they're probably on the ship.
Ship. Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
would be
believe
on the
Cookie
ship.
would be in possession with them on the ship. Watch over them in that safe.
Also, I know we don't I don't understand Group, but can I assume that what he said was translated?
Yeah, Squeaks would translate now that he can again. He would have told Yanavan and Baden that the magic had been turned off had he been able to. But for some reason they didn't understand.
Also, if we could have heard it too.
Yeah.
As we apparently also still need to take time to learn Squeaks and Group's languages, which
Yeah.
Cleoc is actually going to now that it's been inconvenient enough that it's worth his while to.
But hey, Squeaks now has comprehend languages, so we can understand other people now too.
Yay!
He understood common. He just can't speak it.
Well, yeah, that's why we got him comprehend languages for like Terran and
Mhm.
other languages.
No, it's useful. Absolutely useful. That was a good investment.
Right. The other part of what Group was trying to convey was that the original members of the Seekers, or the starting members of the Seekers, we were each plucked from our, I guess, home worlds, and part of a business deal by the flesh dealers, in which, due to some kind individuals, they found a way out of the deal. But we haven't forgotten the entire experience, and so we're looking at ways of opposing them a little bit more than we have been, but we don't want to. But this is not necessarily a location where they would operate.
I see. I do not know of the flesh dealers.
They are. Do we?
Well,
Has
as
Illithid's been? I think we've actually been told the name of all of
Illithids,
them.
yes. However, you also know that on this planet, the main spacefaring town is the one you were in, and you're told this one
Yeah.
isn't particularly known for its spacefaring. It's more of the desert oasis before you go into the desert, deep desert. And as to why it happens to be an oasis is still unknown. But it is
'Cause
the
magic.
only oasis here. You might have an assumption now.
But anyway, these flesh dealers are creatures with Illithids.
I see. Well, I do not know of any illitids here. Heard and know of their species, but none here on this planet, as far as I know.
Typically prefer uh, their own stuff.
They're active on the
Intersphere.
I don't know. I don't want to. Wild space isn't quite the right word I'm looking for, right?
Wild space is the space between crystal sphere's edge and within a crystal sphere, but not on a planet. That is wild space. The phlogiston is the gaseous medium through which the crystal spheres float.
So they're kind of in between those two. They're nowhere near us, though. Or they're not in a sphere like this that's heavily protected.
It would at least be difficult for the flesh dealers to function in a place that is this. That doesn't mean they have no presence, but it is very minimal. It's not as prevalent as where maybe they are permitted to function.
Exactly. Where they are permitted to harvest their
Or at least have
goods.
dealings. They may not be able to harvest in there, but they may be legal to have dealings as long as they don't interfere with other people's dealings. That's kind of how it was on Katoon when you were there.
Okay.
It wasn't exactly legal, but they basically, as long as they didn't mess with other people, they're permitted to do their business as long as they didn't interfere in others, sort of thing.
That makes sense. All right. Well, any idea what we're gonna ask him for?
Well, at this point, I'd say it's probably we describe if those present actually remember the knowledge, the means that we needed to actually free the denizens of said soul crystals, and see if he can potentially accommodate that.
That seems
I mean,
nice.
we can also be slightly more selfish and act than mention, you know, you want a +1 bow type thing.
Yeah.
But
Also, we spent most of our gold in upgrading the ship. We have enough for a bit, but that's
Wealth
still...
is definitely something you could request.
Yes, that is something we could request. The question is, do we want to? The other part is we've also can turn this quest in back on the other side of in Garganov and get some cash out there too.
assuming he pays in cash.
Are you sure that's where we turned the quest in?
Well, that's where we got the quest, so it's a day and a half trip. We should probably go there anyways.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Can't get a job here much.
You haven't tried to get a job here, really.
Wouldn't be a bad place to do some jobs.
Yeah,
Don't have to worry about the assassin while we're here.
that's true. Wouldn't mind doing
Group
some more
just
stuff
wants
here.
Rocket.
You mean missile
Oh,
or racket? Which would you prefer?
or lock
Yeah.
it.
At this point, it's probably not a bad idea to have Squeaks message the ship and tell him of.
Believe you already have.
So what do we do about the woman we were supposed to escort here safely?
I'm pretty
I-
sure we don't have to worry about her anymore.
Yeah, I
She's
think she's a
dead.
pile of mush at the moment.
Visceral.
Well, that problem did solve itself. I don't know what to ask for. Can I roll an intelligence check for what would be most helpful to our party right now?
Nope.
That's
I mean, you
kind
can,
of.
but you wouldn't necessarily get anything.
Oh
Clea,
god.
why don't you tell us what's most helpful to our party right now?
You don't
And to
have
make you feel
Cookie.
better, on the quest with the girl, delivering, escorting her here. Here's a statement that you weren't aware of.
Okay, so the quest was a trap. Okay, probably part of why they agreed to pay so much for a transport.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
proceeded to spend the money that you were to be given on a trap for you.
Cool. So if we had negotiated a smaller amount, they would have spent less on the trap.
And it would have been a lower DC. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Interesting.
But see, that's the thing, you'd never know.
That's hilarious.
Because it literally
Yes.
could have been a straight up legitimate quest also.
Mm-hmm.
In which case
Which they
the
would
higher
have declined
amount would
because the
have been
price was
worthwhile.
exorbitant.
Potentially. Or if it was important
Or
enough, they
haggle
may have-
down to a lower price.
that, where they may have agreed on the terms that, like you said, you would get them there that quick and stuff like that. And so, I mean, there's potential to go either way. But
Yeah.
yes, in this one case, it was.
All right. Well, I'm good with asking for either materials towards freeing crystals, just flat out gold, or fancy stuff in the form of items we can use.
Do you guys want to wait and do that next week to give you guys time to think, or what do you want to do?
Seems fair to me.
Works for me.
Okay. Well, then we'll pick up there next week and give you all a chance to decide what kind of reward you want to request from this.
We can
Large
also see if there's any
humanoid
other
race.
things we need to get done, or we can do in the city, since this is a nice city.
And there is the option to seek to do other things in this. In fact, if you want, you potentially have quests from the person you're talking with.
Mm-hmm.
It's now a nice city because we've killed, the evil person is dead.
We made the
Well,
evil
yeah.
person into the
Likely-
And the
likely dead.
assassins will look elsewhere for us.
You did help in bringing the information there, but you also helped to be a target as to assist in making it feel very awkward because they knew you knew them. And
Mhm.
so, that basically just helped allow the tension trap.
Oh, we
to
should have
actually
waved
work.
Dorosu.
Yeah.
So
Smile and wave. Smile and wave.
that's the thing. Since you guys were there, that's what basically made it where the role permitted them to be more uncomfortable because they know they're messing with our stuff. We know about it. And so that was going on behind the
Well,
scenes.
I mean,
with
I
them.
was uncomfortable seeing them there, but that's why. I talked to the prince. He's like, I know. Okay. I guess we're
But he
fine.
didn't know
Like,
how many had been influenced and were under her sway.
Yeah.
How many of them had joined her
Makes
cause.
sense.
And so how do you get them to reveal themselves?
Mm-hmm. It worked well.
By making them all uncomfortable. However, the ones who aren't part of it don't have a reason to be concerned
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with their
At the
well-being.
very least, they
because
may
they're
be
not.
a little uncomfortable, but not
I
at
was-
the situation, but not.
Right.
I mean, I was curious because I talked to him and he's just like, it's all right. I'm like, okay. Like, sure.
True,
I'm just
because
along for the ride here.
he was trying to let the tension build.
It worked.
We were in a zone of truth. Like, we told the truth.
Right.
Like, everything's all cool. Like, he seems to be good.
And that's the thing. It basically segregated out what group was having a greater curve of anxiety, so he could locate who was at fault. I mean, if you think about it, when people are all gotten in a room, if no one says anything and someone's done something wrong, they tend to be the ones who are most anxious.
Guys, we
Yep.
had a positive quest ending.
And we might get a double reward.
I'm gonna say we ask him to wait on a reward for our captain to arrive in the ship,
Okay.
and then we pick up there next week.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Because it's not.
kind of
not-
like
I mean, it's not our. It's not our decision to make. It's the group.
it
Yeah.
kind of is our decision to make, but
Yeah.
not. But we've
But this wasn't what we were here for. Like,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
a bit of a
extra.
change. This is different.
I wouldn't mind asking to see what kind of quest there is. If that
He
is
will
as simple
give you a
as
mission if you wish. There is a mission
I like an in-town mission while we're here. Like, why not?
we can get 2 more days.
We got a cool ally.
to
We
go
can-
out a ways from the town, and there is a certain rocky outcropping in the desert that is currently inhabited by an interloper he once dealt with.
Any details beyond that?
Trying to think of how much he would say, and how much he actually knows. So give me a moment.
All right. We can also just have you send that up in chat as another decision to make.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a nice ending. We didn't have to fight anyone ourselves. That was nice.
All right,
That's a
guys.
slight bummer we didn't get to kill the assassins, but we'll get to do that later. So
have a good night,
Yep.
John.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
good night.
Good night.
Take care.